Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another installment of Intuitive Idiots.
Hey, what's up? What up? What happening? What it do?
It's cold,
Is it?
which is
What's
nice.
the temperature over there?
It's like high in the 50s,
Oh, okay. It's
so
about the
it's
teens.
not that cold, but for down here it's cold.
Ah,
So
it was like 10, 15 degrees yesterday, so. It's snowing out and then but now it's rained and then it's going to freeze overnight and it's going to be black ice. So that'll be a fun drive tomorrow.
see, I don't miss that shit. I miss seasons, but not that.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I don't mind it. My drive's only 8 minutes. I like it because it gets people off the road. Kick my four-wheel drive on, no big deal.
So today, I'm not gonna tell you the theme yet.
Okay.
So if you're watching this, you'll see the theme as the title of the
I
episode.
won't though.
But Andre, you know at home, I know Andre does not. This is what we in the business call dramatic irony.
Yeah.
It adds a little suspense to the story. So I am going to give you three story prompts, Andre.
Okay.
You're going to guess which one actually happened. Right. So one of these is true.
Okay.
The other two are not.
One true story, the other two are fake. I got it.
Yeah. And then I'm going to tell the story, and we'll reveal our theme,
Okay.
and then you'll do the same. So,
All right.
three stories. Number one, I once got a citizen complaint for saving a child's life with CPR, or via CPR. Number two, I once got in trouble for driving home a stranded student. Number three, I once got the cops called on me for trying to serve my girlfriend breakfast.
Oh man. Those are all very, very plausible truths. Okay. So do I get one guess? Is that how this works? Or are you gonna say,
Yes,
okay, there's only one story here that's true. So
correct.
the first one, I've heard of those cases before. I've heard that. That's why people are protected by the whatever Citizen Act, some shit. Because if you get the cops calling you for trying to do a Good Samaritan thing. So I know that that exists, but I don't know if that's true or not. The second one, I imagine when you're saying that you were still a police officer and you took this kid home. Is that how that worked? The second one, where you said you took a kid home that was stranded and then, um,
I can't give too many details.
okay.
You just have those three prompts.
Can you repeat?
Leave it
Can you
at
then
that.
repeat the second one so I remember the ending of that?
Okay. Well, I'll do them all
Okay,
again.
that's
Number one, got a citizen complaint for saving a child's life via CPR. Number two, got in trouble for driving home a stranded student. Number three, got the cops called on me for trying to serve my girlfriend breakfast.
I'm just gonna say the first one's true, but I also feel that
Why?
because like I said, it's the Good Samaritan Act is created to cover that. That's my only thought process. Like, well, that's very plausible. That seems because people are like that. I just remember being taught that when I was going through public safety that this can be a thing that happens. Like you'll try to help people, but then it'll get flipped around on you like you did something wrong because you hurt the kid, maybe you broke a rib or something, and we're talking about insurance and not being paid for medical
Yeah.
bills. That's why it seems the most plausible to me because I'm thinking on that kind of level.
Well, you're wrong.
I figured so.
Correct story is number three.
Huh.
Got the cops called on me for trying to serve my girlfriend breakfast.
Oh,
And to be fair, I did the other two, but I didn't get in trouble for them.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So
interesting.
the story is I'm in 11th grade, and I have my first real girlfriend. what's real and when you're 16. But I called her my girlfriend. She called me her boyfriend. Essentially, that's what made it like the first real relationship. Um, she had liked an older friend of mine, but he didn't really give her the time of day. So I think she just pivoted to me. um, but I didn't really have any success with women before this. Not that this was really successful,
More than I ever had.
but so she liked me, and we started flirting around at school, and we started texting.
Texting.
And then one day she asked me what I'm up to that weekend. I'm like, well, I'm having a party Saturday night. If you want to come by my house, I had my like three best friends. We'd all hang out, the four of us, a lot in high school, and so they were over because my parents must have been out at some sort of function. So I had them over Saturday night. We're all drinking and smoking pot, and next thing I know, they all leave, and I get a text, and it's this girl. Let's call her Allison.
Okay.
So Allison texts me, "Hey, is it?" She was waiting for her mom to go to sleep, if I remember correctly, so that she could take a cab to come over. And I had forgotten that I even invited her. But I'm like, shit, I can't screw this up. So I'm like, yeah, sure. You can come by. She knew my address because she had never been to my house. Like, I don't think we had ever hung out actually. So, like, you're my address, sure enough. Like 30 minutes later, she's there. So she snuck out, took a cab to my house where she'd never been before. Um, so then she sat on the couch, and I'm sitting on my lap, and we end up making out. And I'm like, well, shit, my parents are going to be home. So she didn't want to leave. And I didn't want her to leave either. Shit. So she ended up staying like the night in my bed. But my parents get home, so I made her stand in the closet while my mom came in to check in. Hey, we're home. Everything cool? Yeah, everything's fine, mom. Mom leaves, and she stayed. I drove her home at like probably 4 in the morning. Um, no GPS in those days, so she's like giving me directions. I had never been to her house either. Shit.
Mm.
And yeah, and after that, like we just started seeing each other regularly. Um, but it was that probably should have been a red flag at the time because that bitch was crazy, man. Like we went out once to dinner and she ended up getting into a fight with some chick. She like left dinner to go fight some girl and then came back. Yeah, it was a whole thing. Um, so fast forward a couple months, 3 months or so later, the honeymoon phase is wearing off. Things aren't really happening with us anymore, and I end up talking to this other chick, and I end up making out with this other girl. And like an idiot, Allison asked me, and I just tell her the truth. And she was understandably upset. I need to fix this now. So I told her that next week, every day that week, I was going to surprise her with something different. So Monday it was flowers. Tuesday I recorded a song for it as a cover song. Um, Took her to dinner one day, and then Thursday I got her new shoes. So Friday things are going well. But we're back on the right track. I'm flying high. Got my girl back. So Friday morning I wake up around 4:30 a.m. I go downstairs. I get a tray out of the in the kitchen. It's milk, a spoon, a bowl, some Cocoa Puffs. I'm gonna go give her breakfast in bed because she always wanted breakfast in bed. I have to do this before my parents are awake because I don't have a driver's license yet. I just have like the learner's permit.
Mhm.
So I get up that morning, get all my stuff in the car. I distinctly remember I took my dad's '84 Honda Accord, which it would like break down in the middle of an intersection. Luckily, that didn't happen this time. But I drive over to her house and gather all my things, get out. walk up to her window. She had a first, like a single story house. And so I'm knocking on the screen to the window. And no answer. Okay. Knock a little harder on the screen. No response. So I text her, like, hey, I'm outside. Nothing. Knock a few more times, and like, nothing. What the hell? So I finally call her cell phone, and it goes to voicemail. And I see blue and red lights flashing in the distance. Police cruisers pull up right in front of the house. I'm like, fuck. They get out and start making a beeline for me. They're like, hey, what's going on? Hi. I'm holding a tray with Cocoa Puffs and a carton of milk and a bowl. And yeah. So they asked me who lives there. I'm like, my girlfriend. I'm like, really? Like, yeah. So one of the cops radios in and says, have the complainant come to the front door. They bring me to the front door, and Allison's mom is bawling her eyes out at the front door. She thought that someone was trying to break into their house. Or I guess Allison thought that. Went into her mom's room, told her somebody's trying to break into the house. They're all afraid and call the cops. And she left her phone in the room. That's why she didn't answer the text or the phone call. And yeah, she's not too happy with me either. She keeps telling. I remember she kept saying, like, "This is so stupid. You're so stupid. Why would you do this? This is so dumb." And I'm just like mortified, you know. On top of that, I have the cops there, and I drove there illegally. Her mom asked me right in front of the cops too, "How'd you even get here?" But I was so like gone at that point. I just said I just took the car, and mom just plays it off. Oh, these kids, they grow up so fast. I forgot that they even drive now.
Yeah.
But the cops were like, "Hey, look, you cool with us leaving?" She's like, "Yeah, it's fine." So they left me there on the front porch. I'm like, well, I should probably go too.
Oh.
So I got in the car and I left, completely under the radar. Pulled in back home in the driveway, snuck back in, went back to my bedroom, snuck back into my bed, and then maybe 2 minutes later I heard my dad turn on the shower, which meant I had about 10 minutes till I had to get up. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Interesting.
I remember after that, I was kind of like, well, Allison's kind of showing her cards now, so I guess I'm gonna go hang out with this other chick that likes me, because I went to hell in a handbag pretty quick.
Yeah. Such a strange misunderstanding, though, unless you don't think it was a misunderstanding and it was a lie.
I think it was a lot of things. I think I really should have like ran this by her beforehand, but I wanted everything to be a surprise. At least like call her on the way or something.
I could understand that. Yeah, you didn't really give any warning.
I didn't really think that through.
Yeah.
Like I said, everything had worked out well that week, so I was just flying high. Figured I could
So
do no wrong.
when you said she showed her true colors, does that mean like, because she was saying like you're an idiot for doing that, which
Yeah.
arguably, right, like from her side, understandable. But like in your eyes, maybe then like did you kind of think like, oh fuck this, like because you said you went right to the other girl. I'm just curious like the thought process on that, just so I can understand it better.
It was insult to injury.
Okay.
And like I don't blame her mom.
No.
But blame her for like not having my back at all. Like, hey, there's this guy going way out of his way to do stuff for you. You know, it's like somebody gets you a nice gift, but you have it already, you know, or you don't really want whatever they give you. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
Shit, remember my mom told me to do that if I got a gift, but I had it already. To be nice about it. Don't tell them, oh, I had this one already.
Yeah.
Uh, so then at Christmas, like I got something from my aunt and uncle that I had already. And I forget what it was. Might have been like a Batman figure or something. And I was like, oh my god, I always wanted this Batman.
Yeah.
This is the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I just way overdid it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to do that, but just, oh, thank you. Oh, I just want.
Tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Give me a yard and I'd take a mile, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's our theme?
I don't know.
What do you think our theme
I would
is?
imagine something along the lines of either like within the realm of miscommunication or interpretation.
Can you
Elaborate?
unravel that a little
Yeah.
bit? Yeah.
So for me, miscommunication. The reason I went with that was the not texting and the idea of assuming what she was feeling when she was denying you and not backing you up. Misinterpretation would be at the time as how you looked at the scenario and said like, oh, it was kind of an affront to me where I was trying to do this thing for her and she didn't seem to take it seriously. She didn't seem to fucking be like, oh wow, he was trying to do something nice and it was a miscommunication. That's kind of why I was thinking along those lines, perhaps.
Zooming out though,
Zooming out.
and if you look at the two fake story prompts, the road to hell is paved with.
Good intention.
Yeah.
Ah. Interesting. Very interesting.
What I think people miss about when it comes to that concept is sometimes you don't have to stay in hell. Like it's not like it's a eternal damnation hell. It's like a
Conceptual.
stay for a few days hell,
Yeah.
a day hell.
The mindset.
And sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need to learn whatever lesson it is, and you're not getting it, so you need a little bit of help.
Yeah, you need to go through the negative side of this to gather that. Yeah, it's like a duality aspect.
Learning the hard way.
Hmm. Shit.
And I'd rather go to hell for good intentions than to have bad intentions and have everything go to shit on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So you're basically saying that sometimes we need to go through hell in order to come out again, so that we have learned
Yeah.
why we got there in the first place, or is it even bigger than that?
To learn whatever you needed to learn.
Mm-hmm. You just made mention of like a rule of the universe, and I just didn't know if like, oh, this will take even a grander scale, or is that where we're kind of staying on this idea to just learn your
Yeah,
lessons?
I mean, like, I really got into this one. Like, I pulled my journals and stuff from back then.
Yeah.
And I really kind of put myself back in that headspace to where I could remember certain things that I hadn't thought of in 20 years.
Hmm.
So, and there's a lot of different facets to it, all things that I learned and things that I didn't learn.
Yeah.
Stupid shit that I'm still doing. When I thought of the story, I wasn't really getting the takeaway. I'm like, what even is the theme of this?
Yeah.
So I went wrote it all out and really put myself back then. I'm like, yeah, it was the road to hell is paved. It just came to me as I wrote it. But it was okay because like at the end of the day, I was able to take something away from it. Yeah, at the time it was horrible. I mean, you probably couldn't have told me at the time like, oh, this is actually a good thing, but it was because I didn't really want to be with this chick anyway. She didn't really want to be with me.
Mm.
It was just a stupid high school relationship. But when it's your first real relationship, I mean, you know how that is. This is the one,
Yeah. Yep.
And that kind of showed me, oh, it's not.
Oh yeah.
Just pulled that band-aid right off.
Very interesting.
So I needed to have that hell to learn something, to wake up a little bit, and to go mess around with this other chick.
Mm-hmm.
And not feel bad about
Lasers. I find it interesting that in hearing the story and even getting a little glimpse of the first two, like what they're about, my mind instantly went to misinterpretation, misunderstanding, communication. Like that's exactly like the first thing that I came to. It never would have thought into intention. Like I know that now that you say it, like of course, but like I just it's interesting how my mind's like, no man, like that's if we could have solved that, if we would have communicated differently, if we would have said this, or if we would have acknowledged that. Like it is interesting where individual people come to the same scenario and we go, well, this is what I think. Well, that's what I think.
The problem with like, well, I could have done this different. I could have done that different. It would have something like that would have happened anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Something would have happened where the shit would have hit the fan. Because, like I said, look at the circumstances. I'm 16 in my first relationship, so I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Essentially. Oh my god, I'm in love, all that crap. And you can't see the forest through the trees. So something's got to come and smack you out of it.
Yeah. That's true. You can't argue that. Yeah, that's true. Then what happens?
So that just happened to be it. If it wasn't that, it would have been something else.
So it's like
Could have been much
it's
worse.
an inevitability. It's kind of like in theme with what we were talking about in the previous episodes. It's like this is just something that has to happen. You can't avoid this. It kind of falls in line a little bit with the determinization, like you were saying. I can kind of see why we're stringing together your thought process. Not like it's right or wrong, but I'm starting to kind of get a sense of it now.
Yeah, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Or like you hear mine, I'm like, well, you could do this different than that. The free will idea. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of saying like I'm starting to get a sense of where this is all going.
Yeah, well, you can't change the past anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's really no point in saying, well, I could have done this different.
Yeah.
Next time, I'm like, no, like there just won't be a next time.
Hopefully. That's the hope.
Well, I actually continued. We stayed dating until prom was like in a month. So we broke up prom night.
Oh, that's so
After
classic.
prom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was mutual. We were both like, yeah,
Okay.
that's enough.
Just learn what you need to learn, got out of that, and moved on.
So, it's your turn.
Man. This is interesting to come up with one on the fly. But I can do this. So, 2 lies and 1 truth? Okay.
Yep.
I just, off the thing, I don't remember what I've told you, so I really hope I'm going to get you at some of these, but...
I realized that too, because you read my freaking memoir, so... But...
Maybe, I don't remember, clearly, so maybe you don't remember some of my truths here. That's exactly what I was like, man, I'm going to tell him, he's like, you told me that like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, damn it. Okay. Number 1. I've been called a human skid mark at work. Number 2. I once took piano lessons from a guy, but I stopped when I found out he was a pedophile. And the last one. I once had a crazy relationship with a black girl.
Okay. I mean, I know 3's false because of things that you've told me.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna rule that one out.
Okay.
Number 2, I feel like you wouldn't stop. You'd be like,
Whatever.
oh, there's some allegations or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, you'd have to get like arrested and like, oh, now I can't have piano lessons with you anymore. So, by deductive reasoning, I'm gonna go with 1.
Oh, okay. Well, that is wrong. It is the last one.
Really?
Yeah. So I tell the story now. I had just gotten out of a relationship previously, and I was working at another grocery store. I was a manager of the dairy department. I was just doing my thing, and every once in a while I'd look up and I'd see this black girl, and she kept looking at me. She's the way she was staring at me. I was like, okay, like I knew instantly what was up. I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to find a way to talk to her. And I remember, I don't know how it came about, but I just remember she was sitting outside on lunch one day. I walked up, sat next to her, and I basically was like, hey, I saw you seeing me. She's like, do you want my number? I was like, of course I do. And then I got her number. And then we started hanging out. And oh my God. So it was a very physical relationship, like not in terms of abuse, but it was very sexual. And I remember driving, this is how it started. It just seemed like, oh, this chick's kind of really promiscuous in a way and wanting to do all this crazy stuff. And I'm not really into that. I was in my weird twilight period where I was kind of numb. And so I didn't want a serious relationship, but she really did. And
How old were you?
20 something, 23, 24.
Early to mid.
Yeah. It was 2000, like 18 maybe.
It's fine. I just needed a frame.
Okay. This girl was 19 and I was like mid 20s. She really wanted a serious relationship. I did not. I was being very distant with her. Then one day I was driving her. I had to go pick her up near Detroit. And I just had this feeling, because I've been through this a few times before, 2 times. I said, can I guess something? She said, sure. I said, you're married, aren't you? And she's like, yes. She's like, I didn't want you to find that out. I was like, I knew that you were married, just the way that this shit's going about. And once I found that out, she was married and she had a kid. I was like, oh, crikey. I wanted to kind of end it. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't do this.
How did you, when you say that you knew she was married?
I just felt it. I was like, I have been accidentally with 2 married women before. Let me guess, you're married too? And yeah, that's all. It wasn't like I heard something or found, no, it was a guess. I kind of wanted her to be like, what are you talking about? Why would I be married? I'm 19. That was what I was hoping she'd say. But when she said she was, I was like, typical. Why wouldn't you be? Here I am again, homewrecker. And so one day she called me and she said, we're not even being serious. And I was like, yeah, well, like, you're married. I thought we could be over with, maybe be done with this. And, we had been seeing each other for 3 months. And I had a really hard time getting her to leave and say, hey, let's just stop. I don't want to do this. I didn't know about that. She's like, well, it's too late now. My husband already knows about it. And he knows who you are. And I was like, oh, awesome. This is great. And he actually worked at the store that I worked at too. So awesome. This is great. And I kept trying to ignore her. She kept calling me, crying, saying how heartless I'm being. Like, what did that last girl do to me? It seems like I'm so numb and emotionless. And I was just trying to get her away. I was like, it doesn't, just please, like, fucking leave me be. And I found out I had to be more mean to her. I activated a side of me I never knew I had. And I was really mean to her. I was like, get the fuck away. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, being a fucking idiot, And so I remember trying to ignore her, but she would show up at my house. I'd be coming home from work and I saw this car just speed by me. I just thought, what a fucking asshole, but it was her. And she was there at my apartment, and I like, oh fuck, I saw her across the parking lot. I'm like, shit. So I tried to run up to the door really quick and because we had to type her code in for the door. And she was right behind me. She's like, I just saw your code. Now I know how to get into your house now. And I was like, oh. So we went inside. She sat down. My roommate, I was filling him in on this shit, and he thought I was done. And he saw her, and he saw me. He's like, what the fuck?
What the hell?
And I was like, I know. And it was really awkward for him. I felt so bad. But he did his fair share of shenanigans with women when I was living there. So that's another crazy story. And she was sitting on my couch, and she was gesturing for us to go in the bedroom. And I was like, no, I don't want to. We did that a week ago. I'm done, right? I told her, you need to get the fuck out. She's like, what the? Well, I'm like, get the fuck out of my goddamn house. Get the fuck out of here. What's wrong with you? I got her to leave crying. I got a message a few days later. or maybe a week, and she told me she was pregnant. Just says, I'm pregnant and it's yours. Keep in mind, I had just got out of that very same thing with my last relationship with the miscarriages and stuff. So I was all fucked up. I was still mourning all that. And I was like, you're fucking pregnant? She's like, yep. And it's yours. And I was like, oh, well, I got a half black kid now, I guess. I don't.
Did you go on Maury?
No, I just kind of was like, okay. And then in my mind, I was like, I guess I have to make it work because I'm not going to abandon the kid. You know, if this is the truth, I can't abandon this kid. So I tried to make it work, but she was so, like, she was talking about getting married. She was talking about doing this whole life together. And I just didn't want that. I'm like, I should make this work for the kid, but I don't want this life with her. I'm just, I don't know. I don't want this. And then I remember, I don't know, some days later, she called me crying and said, oh, the baby's gone. My husband threw me down the stairs and the baby died. And I was just like, oh. Part of me was like, phew. But the other part of me was like, holy shit, that's fucking crazy. Now in my mind, I was like, here's our out. Please go away now. But she wanted to get married. She wanted to get together. She wanted this relationship with me. And I kept saying,
She still wanted it after telling you.
uh-huh. And I didn't. I was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. So I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Kept trying to ignore her. And then that fateful night had come. It was 8 at night. And she was messaging me. And she said, no, she called me. She said, my husband just beat me. And keep in mind, it was probably like early January or something. I'm outside in a bathrobe. I pissed myself. I need you to come and get me. I don't know what to do. And hand to God, my first thought was like, I don't give a shit. What the fuck you want me to do about that? Call the cops. But my cousin, who is my roommate, says, no, we gotta go. We gotta go help her. And I was like, I don't want to go help her. But he's like, come on, man, we have to go. We gotta go do that. I'm like, I don't want to drive my car that far, you know, like I cared more about my car than her. I was like, well, I don't want to take her over the roads like that, you know, she's on her last leg. And he guilted me into going to her giant apartment, goddamn complex that she lived in. Some suburbs of Detroit. I really don't remember the name of this place. When you go there, we were like the only white guys, you know? On paper, it sounded legit. Andre's rolling in his Crown Victoria to pick up Tiana. But like, I pop out and you see this guy like, hey guys, what's going on? So I was unsettled in going there. I was like, oh, crikey, it's nighttime. And so he guilted me into going there. We get to the place. Somehow she finds my car, hops in the back seat, and is crying hysterically. And I was like, oh, Lord, this is great. She said, we gotta go, you know? And then my cousin was like trying to console her. And I was like, I didn't really give a fuck. I was just kind of sitting there. And she's like, there he is. And my cousin's like, go, just drive out of here. And I'm like, I'm not peeling my fucking car out. I'll just drive. And I was like going nice and slow over the speed bumps and stuff. He's like, you gotta go quick. And I was like, no, I don't. This is my car. And so we drove out, and then I didn't know what to do. She was panicking in the back seat, saying some shit. I pull into a parking lot, and I was like, I'm not taking you home with me, you know? And then my cousin's like, we got to go back and confront this shit and get this handled. I was like, fine, I guess. Sounds fine to me. Whatever. And so I turned around. We drive into the apartment complex, and we're driving slow because she's showing me where he lives. And she's like, it's right there. But like, he's a black belt. He's a white belt or some shit. I don't remember. White belt, black belt, whatever the bit better one is.
White belt's like a beginner.
She's black belt, blue belt. I can't remember. I don't know gymnastics or whatever the fuck that's called. And I was like, okay.
Karate?
Yeah, karate. I was like, whatever. And my cousin's like, I'm going to go. And he ran out the car. He's like, popped out, and he went to go confront the guy. Because he was in the part, like where he lived. And I was like, no, man, no, fuck. You know, I was like, Jesus, I don't want no one to get hurt over this. Because I don't know who the guy is. I don't know what he's capable of. He could have a weapon, as far as I know. He could not. I don't. It was a big unknown, and I was like, my fucking cousin ran over there. He can get fucking hurt. He's the only white guy in this, and I'm the second one. Like, this could be really fucking crazy. God knows. And then she was in the back seat, you know, like wiping the tears away. She's like, "Will you? Can you do me a favor?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Will you help me plan my suicide?" And I was like, "Shut the fuck up right now, okay? We got way more important shit to do. We gotta go." And so we get out of the car, go into the building. I don't know what that's called, like the foyer area where all the, like the hallway where all the apartments are and the stairs.
Breezeway.
Yeah.
Breezeway.
He was standing outside the door. My cousin was on the other side. It was awkward. They were just staring at each other. We walked in, and what did my cousin say? He's like, "You're probably wondering what's going on right now." And then I remember the guy said, "I'm just wondering why y'all are even here," is what he said. And I was like, and my cousin's like, "Fair enough, we'll go." And then I remember she went up to him. I don't know what happened over there, and we just etched our way out. Classic white guys. And we went this way, and we left, drove home. I thought that was it. I was like, oh, whew. It was like midnight. I had to go to work at 5 in the morning, so I was like, well, this is gonna be rough. He had gone to work early too. I was in the living room. We went outside to smoke some cigarettes, and we came back in, and then my phone started blowing up, and it was a different number, and it said, "Oh, I don't remember his name, but it's me. I'm the husband, and you know, it's okay, man. Like, don't worry about it. Like, this kind of stuff happens, and I'm just really, you know, I'm glad that she's with a guy like you and stuff, and this is, you know, like, it's all okay. Don't worry about it, man." And I was like, actually, I don't want any part of this, and I apologize that this all happened. And then he started getting really mad. He's like, well, fucking, you just want to go back to those stupid white women, don't you? Those skinny white bitches. And then it got really weird, and like, you could have been with her. You would made her happy, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like trying to ignore. I was like, whatever. And then all of a sudden I got my phone back and said, she just jumped out the window. She tried to kill herself. And then I read the next one. The paramedics came here. They're trying to revive her, bring her back to life. You're the first thing she said when she came back to life. Now she's in the hospital now. And it was just all this stuff. And I just blocked the number. And it kind of seemed to dissipate. And the last time I saw her, which might have been weeks later, because she worked at the same store as me, I was down in the frozen aisle by myself doing an order. Boop, boop, boop. She walked up behind me and just fell to the ground, smacked her fucking head, and I believe she feigned passing out. And I was there by myself, and customers ran around. Oh my God! They all surrounded her. And before they came, I knelt down right next to her. I looked at her, and I said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I walked away, and that was the last time I saw her. Now, I imagine we're going to talk about what I kind of learned in that, right? Or how does the structure go? Do you say things and I wait?
Well, what's the theme? What I guess you would ask me what the theme is.
What would you say the theme is to that story?
Don't put your dick in crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a theme, but it's not the same theme as your theme.
That's just my first,
Okay.
my initial response. Was there any confirmation of the pregnancy and the husband beating her?
No. I just assumed it was a
Okay.
lie. The pregnancy,
So
I assumed it was
yeah.
fake pregnancy, and then that was because she's not really pregnant, so she had to make up something to...
Yeah.
That's my guess, though.
So essentially, the husband was just trying to get rid of her.
Yeah.
And you were that avenue, and you're like, no, I don't want her either. He's like, the fuck you don't.
Yeah. If that was
You're
even
gonna-
him, I thought it was
Gonna
her.
take her off my hands.
I thought that was her texting me pretending to be him. But I don't know.
It could have been.
Could have been.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was.
The only other thing I was really getting was, and something falls in your lap like that, be careful because it could be a trap
Hmm.
kind of idea.
Yeah.
Like this girl, like I'm guessing she was attractive. Um, as you're into it, all of a sudden she just is like, "Hey, you want to hang?" And then is texting you
It got intense real
and like
quick.
screwing you like the next, you know, I don't know how long that took, but it sounded like it was pretty quick.
Yeah. 3 months.
And it's like always about it.
Yeah. That whole thing transpired in 3 months.
You know,
Hmm.
I should see some parallels with mine where it was like she kind of sought me out. Um, so beware of those.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like I'm not saying that the guy like has to be the one to ask a girl out or something, but when it's so one-sided, either way.
Yeah, because
Uh,
for me, the previous relationships, if I think of those, I would say the one that works the best was the one that I approached. When the women come to me, that those are the ones that all were like this. So yeah, you're right. There is something weird to that. It's not to say women aren't allowed to, but yeah, you're right. The one that I
mm,
actually said I'm the one to begin this. That's the one that actually did work out. It is interesting. Never thought of that before.
Traditionally, right, it would be the man to ask the woman,
Right.
right, to dance or
Or
of course, like get married. You think about
courtship.
that,
Yeah.
it's always the guy. Um, and I mean that's for a reason, but and I think that it's fine if it's like I've had a relation like my relationship now started with Amy approaching me,
Mm.
but it was on an app where only the women could approach. It was on Bumble when only the women could open up a conversation.
Okay. Interesting.
So it kind of had to be that way, I guess.
Right.
But I think the important
It
thing
was
is that there has to be
controlled.
mutual interest.
It was controlled though.
What do you mean? It's controlled.
Because it was on this app website. It was like, you know what I'm saying. There was an understanding to it where in society, like a woman comes up to you, it's a little different. They're a lot more afraid to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, hey, want a bone?
Yeah. It's
I
totally.
mean, wait a minute. What's the catch? You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And there are a few catches there for you. So yeah, be careful. They say don't look a gift horse in the mouth, but it doesn't apply to women.
Well, like I said,
Only gift horse,
yeah. For me,
not gift women.
the biggest thing that I gleaned from that, what I learned from that, was you need to take a front seat in your life. Because for so long I was just sitting in the back, allowing shit to happen, allowing shit to happen, allowing shit to happen. My cousin was the one who went to figure that shit out. This girl was the one that wanted to see me first, and all the things that were happening to me. Now, meanwhile, that was going on. I was in a very emotionally abusive relationship with my boss. She'd gaslight me and make me feel like I was going to get fired all the time. And so like I was kind of dealing with all this negative stuff at the same time. That miscarriage was still reigning over me. I was in my darkest moment of my life. Remember, I wrote it on my list. It was like a 2. It was just the darkest time of my entire life. And I was just distraught. And I didn't want to make any decisions because I was making decisions before, but they failed me. So I'm not doing this shit anymore. I don't want to participate. I don't want to play. And look what happened because I wasn't taking control of my life. I wasn't allowing myself to say no or to, whatever, in each situation. You notice I was sitting in the backseat going, yeah, I guess we'll go to, I don't want to, but if you want to, I guess. That seems to be the theme that I gather. Like you need to take more control of your life. Now, what was the word that you said for your story?
The theme,
Yeah, I forgot that word.
the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
So if I were to try to make this work in that way, well, the good intentions I had were trying to trust people and listen to people and let them choose what to do. I assumed that they had my best intentions at heart. That was the biggest thing that I've learned in my life is no one has the best intentions for me. Only I can do that. Not to say I'll make a wrong choice or a right choice, I mean, it's everything. But that's something that I did learn through it is like, you have no intentions for yourself at all. You're allowing yourself to just be a floating breeze, be a leaf on the wind. That was just kind of my natural mode. And so my own intentions were that whatever intention you have for me, I'm just going to trust you. Hope to God that you got my back.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if that can work with our theme or not. I'm not sure. Maybe you can glean something from that.
I I almost feel like it's the other side of the coin. If you had had an experience like that before your story, you might have gone and well, it probably wouldn't have happened because the chick would have been like, "Want to hang out?" And you're like, "I barely know you."
Hmm. Yeah.
But in a situation like with the husband, and you're going out there to the apartment complex, you might get out of the car
Yeah.
and do something that might be stupid.
Hmm.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions would have been like the next lesson
Yeah.
or the lesson before that, right?
Yeah. Because I had a horrible
You would have learned
relationship, two really bad ones before that. You thought I would have learned something, but I didn't.
because it's like, okay, now I'm going to take control. Now I'm going to do stuff, but then you do stuff and you're like, well, my intentions are good, but yeah, you still
And it
fall
fell.
flat on your face,
Hmm.
and then
Oh, let's go the other way then. Let's go the other way. No intentions. Let's just be. Yeah.
and then you get the chart
Yeah.
where you're up and you're down and you're
Exactly.
up and you're down.
Exactly. That's why that year before that was one of my best at the time. I was like, this is great because I'm taking charge. I'm trying to be a good guy. I'm asking people in that era, am I a good guy or not? How can I be better? How can I be better? And then this fall begins, and at the bottom of it, when that all that shit's over, I'm like, I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I will never do anything right. Life is a fucking joke, and this is just the point of it all. Like that's where I was at my most negative because of that. Like, what intentions should I have? They'll always blow up in my face. Fuck this shit. And like, but clearly, look what was happening when I was allowing myself to be like the opposite of that. Like, oh, no intentions. Life lives as it wants to, and I'm around it. And when I'm doing that, I'm like, well, that's not very positive either. But it took me years to realize that. And it was subsequently through those years on the chart, I was learning, like, wait a minute, I want my life. Because the hardest thing was when I had those good intentions, they were what I wanted people to believe them to be. As in, I want you to know that I'm trying to be a good person. And it felt phony. And it was. And then I tried to not have any intentions and I fell flat because no one, you know what I'm saying? Like I was in that whirlwind. And it took years of learning, like the intentions that I have are within myself. I need to be in control of how I see the world, how I view the world, who I am to people around me, and I get to choose to be my own good guy or bad guy. So my intentions were learned after all of this shit had come. I learned the idea that I am in control of my life. I don't need to live it with others. I said it in a story that I wrote. The second episode of the Harrius Codex is like I was in the back seat of my own life. I had this sidekick energy. Like that was 100% me. If we hang out, it's all about you, and I'm not going to allow it to be about me. I don't want it to be about me. I don't want to be happy. So it was this shit that I had to learn in this process of having my own intentions for myself and taking control of my world. And I went one way and I went the other. And seems to be what I've been gathering from. And not to say I'm out of the woods yet. I'm still clearly struggling with these things, you know. But this is stuff that I've learned because of the aspect.
Well, the good thing is, it seems like people get multiple chances over and over and over again.
Yeah.
For whatever their sticking point is. Whatever you need to learn, like it's gonna come up again and again.
Yeah. Until you go through it.
Until you address it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you don't, you get demons that are attached to you. And then you have to do double the work.
Yeah, it's like purgatory or limbo. It's that idea, like you got to get out of this. You can. You're not in hell, but you're not in heaven. Like you need to get out of this, and it's up to you to figure that out in purgatory. Go through, because remember, purgatory has to go up that mountain. You got to climb out of this shit. But sometimes you have to start in hell, because like what you're saying to me always invokes, like as we're talking about this Dante's his story.
Inferno.
That part is the Inferno, but then obviously Paradiso and Purgatorio, or however the hell they say that in Latin.
Purgatorio.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
It's me, Purgatorio.
I see this aspect of you can
Just play level 1 over and over again.
you can like go to hell and see all these people that had these good intentions but failed, but they can get out of it because the evidence is, look at Dante. He's along the way, and who is his guide? A poet. Someone of the arts allows him to see life, and he's showing him, look at this person did that person did this. It's the arts that show you how to get out of this, whether that's reading or writing or painting or whatever you want art, your art to be, music. That is the guiding tool that got him out. It was this great grand thing. And he did get to purgatory. And then he did get to heaven and all those crazy celestial bodies. So what we're saying, yes, the road of good intention, whatever, I don't remember how you said that. It's about hell and good intentions. That's
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
that one. Obviously, of course. And you had good intent, like in your story, for instance. There was good intentions, even if it's a small thing as I want to give her breakfast in bed. Like in your mind, like that's a great guy. That's the good thing to do. Our relationship's kind of, but she's always wanted this. So I'm going to do this to be a good guy. And it blew up in your face. And it's no wonder you thought, that's a sign to not fucking do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, and mine was different in the aspect of like when all that shit was said and done with that girl, I thought, fuck, we need to take control of our life here and stop being such at the fucking wind. My good intention was to not be a bad guy because at the time I felt like every time I made a decision, I was hurting feelings. So let me hear what you want. Let me hear what you want to do.
Yeah.
My intentions are good. I'm letting you take control of the relationship, but look what happens. There was a good intention, but it fucking burnt me. And it burnt them too. So yeah, you're right. The idea is, it is a good idea in the moment. But looking back, you can see, well, now I got to get out of this shit. You got to get that lesson as you're coming out. Go through that purgatory once you get out of hell.
It's like, for you, it wasn't, the lesson you needed to learn wasn't to stop hurting people's feelings. It was to worry about your own.
Yes. Yep.
Worry about you first.
Yes, because I always put myself in the back. So you're right, 100%. Listen to yourself now.
And something like that had to happen in order for you to finally stand up and be like, yo,
Oh my God.
I'm not playing this game anymore, bitch. Like,
Mhm. That was like what led me to becoming a writer. Years later, there was a couple more moments like that happened throughout the years that I was like, oh my God, veil lifted, veil lifted, veil lifted. And then finally, like 2020, I said, no, me time. I'm going to do my writing. I'm done trying to please everybody. I want to do what I want to do. And it took that fucking long.
did you ever journal when you were younger?
Yeah. Throughout a lot of this, I have like 7 journals. I stopped doing it around 2020-ish because I was doing those videos. Those are like my
Yeah.
journals now.
No.
Yeah.
No, I hadn't looked at mine in years and years. Probably 6, 7 years or so. And I pulled out 2 of them because I was going to tell this story today. And just wanted to see, like I said, where my headspace was. And so, of course, I end up reading a bunch of other shit too.
Yeah.
And it's like what you just said is echoed in those pages.
Mhm.
You know, like do what you
Yeah.
love.
Same
Like,
here, man.
don't. And then I completely didn't for 20 years.
Yeah.
I did the
Me
opposite.
too.
Um, and now I'm finally figuring that out. Although with a ton of self-doubt in the back of my
100%.
mind,
Agree.
which is a constant battle. And then I found that I wrote this poem. I didn't have a lot of like poetry in there. It might have been lyrics for something, but it's like 4 lines by 4 lines by 4 lines. And man, it could have been like the framework for this podcast.
Really.
Like it's, I'll send it to you later. I'll take a picture or I'll put it up
We
on
should
the
put it in
screen.
the podcast. We should do that.
Yeah. And if you want, I can get it.
Yeah, go for it, man. We'll cut
Alright,
this.
here,
Yeah.
Life cannot be said in words. It's told in what you feel. Greatest stories ever heard. Yet life is but surreal. I tried to worship the gods in heaven, which found myself living a life not my own. Believed in nothing except for the pen, rendering myself starving and alone. Followed the meaningless banner of existence until reaching its dead end. Lived to debate my own resistance till a bottle proved to transcend. Blackened souls, hollow words, these things I know cannot save the world. But what does that show? What is the world when we only know life? What is life if we don't know its reason? What is right and wrong if we live by the knife? What's good and bad if we all commit treason?
Hmm. How do you interpret that now, as you hear it?
July 17th, 2004.
Hmm.
Well, it's like these are some of the questions we've gone over here.
Yeah.
Like, what is right and wrong? What is life? What is the world? Like,
Jeez. I opened to a random page. I could read one too. I found a journal. I just grabbed it and I opened a random page.
oh, okay, well, fine.
See if it works.
For doing show and tell.
Let's see if it works.
Okay.
I don't know why I had the fucking compilation or compilation or however the fuck you say that word to do this. There was a moment where I did not wonder. I did not plan or think or any sort of sane thing came to me. I did not care. Not as if I had tried not to care. I just didn't. I seem to have fallen in love with the idea of entrapment. It's easy. Its ease and comfort appeals to me. What is it with the fascination of not trying? I didn't do it. I never wanted to. It happened to me. I wouldn't have seen it coming. As hard as I try, it has its hold on me. And at times, few and numerous, I welcome its company.
When was that from?
2016? Late 2015?
So right around after.
Right at the end of my first really bad relationship. The girl that ended
So
up
not
dying.
before the chick that you were talking about.
Yes, that was before. Yeah,
Right around that time.
It was like a year or two before.
This was right around from that time.
This was my
Wow,
lowest
so-
point at that time. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like these experiences drive our existential curiosity
Yeah.
in a way.
I've noticed just from mine that I allow things to happen to me. I don't know. I like the company of the unknown guest. I like the idea that I'm not in control because making a choice is making a stance, and that's frightening. And because I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to hurt myself, and I just want to if I could just exist in this petri dish and be left the fuck alone, maybe I'll be okay. And the shit that I
Yeah.
learned along the way was, no, that's not how that works. You're in the world. You have to be yourself. You can't allow everyone to manipulate you, because that's what it can turn into, manipulation.
Yeah.
I am a bad guy, right? And I had to learn that the fucking hard way. And that's what I'm curious. Like when you hear your poem, like you kind of say, like, yeah, that's the theme of what we're talking about here, the intention that I had. And I find it very fascinating that it works so well, like what we're talking about here.
You thought it wouldn't?
I never know what to think anymore. Half the time, I don't even know who I am. So it's like, yeah, I'm always astounded at how much in control we really are, because I still struggle with the tendrils of this shit. It's still got its grip on me. Like, am I really in control or am I floating around? I don't know.
Here we go again, back into the free will debate. But it's like, yeah, I've always found whenever you feel stuck in life, like do something that may be a little bit scary.
Yeah.
And just pin your ears back and just do it. And then it's like, oh, that wasn't so bad.
Hmm.
Right? So then you do more things, but if you
Running.
stay consistent and you just do stuff, right? That's like, okay, that was a little bit scary, but so now I realize that I can do these things.
Yeah.
I almost always will not stop there and be like, well, what else is scary? Let me find something that's even scarier.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
And scarier, do that. And then I end up, with the cops shining a flashlight in my face, holding Cocoa Puffs
Yeah.
outside the window.
Yeah.
I think the best way to approach it is don't aim for scarier. Realize that, okay, that was only scary because of where I was at beforehand. I think some self-reflection can help with that.
I 100% agree with that. It's like that's kind of what I was learning, like, again, with my chart, how it just kept going up and up and up, because it's like how I chose to see this. Even if it was a negative thing, like, what is that to me? Who am I in this? What am I? Who am I? It's something that I've always been trying to stay in touch with, that no matter good or bad, in control or not in control, happenstance or chosen path, I was like, but who am I in that? Who am I in that, though? Yeah.
So how'd you like the new format?
Me? Yeah.
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 No, I'm talking to somebody
I
else.
don't know. I don't know anymore. Yeah, man. This is if we're talking about our channel, right?
Well, the show today,
Okay.
we had a new format. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It keeps us on track, and I'm still into not knowing what's gonna come, you know. And I had written like
You wanna keep it like that? We'll do this next week.
we can, yeah, if you'd like. I mean, we'll kind of see how people, take it, if you will. I don't mind doing it this way.
If all 5 subscribers like it.
And and 4 of them we know. Uh,
Yeah.
so it's like that happened. My channel took like years. I wrote so many stories down for
That's fine.
this, and I was like, I don't know what stories to tell. And I looked, I'm like, God, they're all sad. I thought you were gonna be like, you knew the last one was the real one.
I could have sworn you told me that you had never been with a black girl.
I have, obviously. I thought I did.
Must have been somebody else.
Yeah, I swore I did. Swear I did.
Huh.
Maybe I didn't. Yeah. It's very interesting. Do you think we got what we needed from this, or you got any more to go?
I mean, I could go on forever.
I could too.
I'm sure you could
Yeah.
too. I really have to use the bathroom actually, so might be a good time to call it a day.
One time I went into work, and one of the managers came up to me and she said, "There's one of these here, and he's." And I said, "All right."
I got it.
Also, I was like, "Why are you fucking asking me?" She's like, "'Cause you're a manager too." I was like, "Oh, okay." So she's like, "Can you help me?" And I said, "All right, I don't know what to do about it."
I got it. I really got it.
Can I tell the story as you're gone?
Yeah, you do your thing. I'll be right back.
And anyway, so like I was saying, I had walked in the break room. I saw him sitting there. And I could tell he was autistic as soon as I saw him. I was like, okay, I see what's up here. And well, it's kind of sad, actually. It's kind of sad.
I could tell he was autistic as soon as I saw him. I don't know what to do about it.
Clearly been drinking.
It's kind of sad, actually. You help me? Help me?
And so what I did was
What are you doing?
I
What
don't
are you
know.
doing?
Like, what do you mean? Why does it matter? This should be
Can't be
obvious to you.
doing
Why the
that
fuck do
shit.
I have to tell you?
Doing that shit.
This was hard for me.
And this wasn't real. None of that really happened.
Yeah. Maybe my life is also fake. One time, I was in high school. This one girl said, "Can I show you?" Took me to the bathroom. There were people there. I realized, oh, there's kids around. A very jarring experience. Death and life are 2 different modes. Sometimes it depends on what we eat. And if we're eating, we're thinking. And if we're thinking, we're go up. And I can go back down. Tea kettles, doorways, fans, glasses, clocks, corners, contraception. There are moments of life that we can all experience with a good pen. That's life. That's how we handle life. I want to have sex with a flashlight at one point. Now, imagine a viper. Now imagine that's your dad. Blood shit. That's that.